Why should I stand to stay where I am? Yeah. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Dr. Funk live podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can always check us out on Apple Music, Spotify, your local places, YouTube. Appreciate you guys and always appreciate donations. On this episode, we're going to be talking about Under the Cherry Moon, the party at Paisley Park, a bunch of other things that have been going on. It's been a long time. I was able to let you guys know on YouTube I was running a little bit behind. Maybe I'm still not used to a little bit of the time change between here and there. So I apologize for the delay and also the short notice on the show. What's going on, Canada? What's going on in the world? What's going on, Susie, Kimberly, Michelle, Kalina, Teresa? Nice to be seen. It's been a while, so I apologize and not being so camera ready just because it's been a while. And had to set things up because haven't had it done. I didn't figure we get too many people because not giving you too much of a notification on things. But I'm glad to see everyone. Hope you are doing well. It has been a little bit of time. Just been having some things going on, and we can talk about that later. But I'm hoping that you guys are doing well. And 'tis the season, right? What's going on, Trish from Pennsylvania? So, yeah. It's good to see everyone. This time last year, things were a lot different. We're still going through these COVID times. But onwards and upwards, right? So, what's going on, Lenny? How am I feeling? Can I use the answer of feeling with my hands? Can I jack that from you since it is the parade era? Anyway, so what's going on, Cody? Yep. You guys are expecting like a Prince outfit or whatnot. That's why I go left. No, and then I could say before this, I was doing the Taylor Swift podcast, but no. So, yeah. What's up, New Zealand in the house? Appreciate you guys. You know, the people that tune in live and the people that, you know, listen or watch later on. It's been a bit, right? And we're going to be looking forward to 2022 soon, and we'll talk about stuff like that and what we want. But we can touch base on a bunch of things. We did have the Under the Cherry Moon party at Paisley Park over the weekend, and I attended that thanks to some kind people that don't need to be named. Happy to see my face. I don't know if I'm happy to see my face yet. Haven't been sleeping too much, but woke up just in enough time to get this set up, but it took a bit just because of being behind. So hope I can come back to New Zealand. I've never been to New Zealand. So yeah. Oh, people want to talk about the unreleased music that was played at the show. Hey Marie, thank you for the digital flyer, although it wasn't what I was wanting. I'm like, all right, let me put my image really out there. I'm like, I ain't gonna be looking like that tonight. Although Clean Shaven Jay will be back. If I would have done that today, I think there may have been some irritation. So after that, but yeah, so we can jump right in and touch different things and answer your guys' questions. Happy Thanksgiving. this day can be a little bit difficult for me. We'll get into that another time, but I do wish everyone happy Thanksgiving, and it'll be a good Thanksgiving for me if my Cowboys win. Although they were embarrassed on Sunday, for sure. Hey, Strawberry. Not really a Taylor fan, but respect her business mind. Re-recording her music, smart move. She owns them and will regain her masters in 35 years. Own it all. And will she really? It's just smart. Just because when it comes to Taylor, the shirt I'm wearing, so someone brought it up. That her re-recording stuff, and then she's only giving. This is why songwriting rights, publishing rights. They can't use her older versions for movies or TV shows. She doesn't give clearance for it. So they can only use the new stuff. And of course, like Apple Music and others, they're only going to be playing the newer versions and not the older versions where you can play stuff. So it's a little bit interesting. And it's something that, Prince was also wanting to do, was re-record at one point, although it was about 20 years into the game when he planned on doing that. With Taylor, it was about 16, but I believe that she had 8 albums compared to Prince at the time getting close to 20 and just so many other projects and being in a different headspace than he would have been otherwise. Yep, iHeartRadio is only going to play the re-recording from now on as well. So it's just quite interesting. And, she's fighting for her masters just like he did. And, it's a different battle now, albeit she doesn't play the game. There was only one video for Evermore, and now there's already been more videos for this Red re-release. But because she doesn't play the game, she only got 1 Grammy nomination yesterday, if you saw that. Same with Prince, and we'll get into that as well. What's going on, Vanessa? Sorry I didn't see you this past weekend, and I am just not, this LA boy ain't used to that cold, for sure. So, should we talk about Under the Cherry Moon and Paisley Park? And dressed up for that. There's someone who took photos, but I don't have those yet. What I wore. Yeah, look at that. Good to break bread with you as well, Rodney. Thank you. It was, like I said, there's other reasons that brought me out there. But I was fortunate to attend. It's nice seeing Under the Cherry Moon at Paisley Park. And, in his place, we had Andrea Swenson interviewing Bobby Z and Matt Fink. I'll wait for that. Already, we're getting it on YouTube. Where was Jerome and how come he wasn't invited? I'm not the one that, how do I put it? Put the event together. So I can't answer why Jerome wasn't there. I can give my assumptions of it and go into that. So think it isn't under the weather. I was under the weather for a bit. And that was another reason why there was a delay of shows. You had surgery, recovering from that. Then I had an eye procedure, and then it turned, my eye was like red and blue. You saw no white. Didn't want to have that on camera. Then I did get sick, not COVID, but I think right now the voice is like this just because I'm a little bit tired. I probably would have been sleeping, but it's all good. Did I search the vault for the color version? No. And man, there was like a conversation that people had during that they kind of just wouldn't mind just having a black and white. I'm like, look, you can have the color if there is such a thing, the actual color, not a fan-made one. But I think that they would mostly probably go back to black and white because that's how they remember it. So, yeah, no. Fresh cakes being delivered to Paisley Friday morning for guests who visit this weekend. Pretty awesome. And I agree when it comes to Jerome having been brought in. The thing I'll say is why I think maybe they didn't is that, flying him in, posting up, you had Bobby and Matt that both live there, and now you're having them take an hour of their time, and if, hey, you want to sit back and enjoy the movie, you can. I think that's what it came down to. But I would hope that if they do another event at Paisley Park that has Under the Cherry Moon, that Jerome would be invited and involved, just because him being the co-star and he can add different things. I did enjoy the interview with Bobby and Matt. Matt was able to add what kind of food that he likes. And there was some questions taken from some fans from the audience. But for sure, I don't know why they didn't invite Jerome. We know that he was upset by it for sure and had, well, I don't like it, and Morris doesn't like it either. Exactly. There's been no shortage of Revolution involvement. They should have pulled him in, period. Yeah, I agree. I don't know the main reason for not doing that, because the only thing I think of is just trying to save money, trying to do these other things, have people locally. But I think he let it be known early on when it was announced that he wasn't the special guest they were talking about. But I think that he would have been down for it. And I don't know what took place, if there was conversations or whatnot, but a few hours before, I think he posted as well about not being invited. So who wouldn't want to invite Jerome? It wasn't me. That's all I can say. And I support Jerome for sure on that. And, they had 3 songs that were played before the movie. So that was somewhat of a surprise. And, what do you guys saw what that's about, right? While I'm going through some things. Obviously, we can't play the unreleased songs. We can talk about them, but we can't play them. The last one that they played was Sometimes It Snows in April, like take 1 of that. And it hits, as someone said to me, it hits a little bit differently now. And those were, how do I put it? Like Matt and Fink kind of said that, that was like their first time kind of like hearing that version or hearing those songs since they were recorded originally or ever. So, someone with the underwear bunched up. And yeah, Jerome's got a lot of stuff to share for sure. Brian, I guess we can talk about that in 2022 and what the plans are for it. So, hey there, Alana. How you doing? Want to guess what this Leo's thinking? On there. That version of Sometimes It Snows in April was gorgeous. Yes. Are they going to be released? Did they hint of it? It will. Look, there is going to be a parade deluxe edition in time. Just like we know that there'll be a Diamonds and Pearls deluxe edition because Michael Bland talked about it and working with Michael Howe on it. Stolen Eagle is dog. But yes. Forgot his love for the dyslexic. Yeah, Prince and Jerome made Under the Cherry Moon. Yeah. Look, I totally agree that he should have been invited, and it's not me who didn't invite him. That's for sure. So, the shirt is not 3D. But anyway, what it was, hey, Dr. F, grateful for your knowledge, info, and turn the other cheek vibe. Always shared. Bad days become good days when I get the chance to listen to your pod. Stay safe. Keep smiling. Until next time. Thank you. Heard the Prince estate is taking the IRS to court to lower the tax on the estate. I guess that's the reason why delaying releasing more. That has nothing to do with it. No. They were trying to you know, I guess we're just going to be all over the place on this one, where they said how much they feel that the estate is worth. The IRS said, no, it's worth what we said it's worth. And in fact, because you're challenging it, we're going to give you a $13 million penalty. Then they were discussing unsettling the suit. That didn't happen. So now the court date will be in March of 2022. So that's not stopping them from being able to work on stuff. Now, there has been a delay in pressings of vinyl due to things, and it has nothing to do with, say, Adele's last release, which will knock this album out of the #1 spot. On vinyl, there was 1 million copies pressed. So, as I said 6 years ago, probably on this show, vinyl is making a comeback and people challenge me on it. If you're printing up 1 million copies of something, vinyl's definitely made a comeback. And you only have 3 record plants in the United States, so that causes delays on stuff. So what's going on, Rigo? Rigo, it's my boy. Are the cherry is more importance now than then? Do you know if the violence in Minneapolis has affected visitors to Paisley? They're actually doing pretty well, especially for the winter time. You know, that it's been more consistent, so that's a good thing. Yes. The interesting thing is, remember, the Michael Jackson estate as well had this battle with the IRS. And when they went to court, they sided with the Jackson estate. So here's hoping that that happens again. But we could be seeing a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to that stuff. Trial is in March. Yep, it's going to be March 21st, 2022. It's a different kind of 3121. Whole industry is lagging on vinyl production for sure. I mean, that's why you had the Taylor thing drop, and then vinyl didn't drop for 6 months later. So, you know, that's what it comes down to. So in 5 years' time, will we be talking about the cassette returning? Cassettes are like done now as limited edition promo stuff, just like what they did with the Do Me Baby cassette, making 1,982 copies. So if you didn't get it, you can get it for $100 or so on eBay later on. We'll talk about that stuff. So yeah, the unreleased songs, it was pretty cool to hear. It was a little bit of surprise. You know, I think we're all looking forward to those things, especially if it's unreleased or uncirculating or whatnot. But that was quite a surprise. And being able to see Under the Cherry Moon in all its beautifulness on the big screen at Paisley was a treat. And seeing a lot of beautiful faces were there. It kind of made up for how cold it was. And, you know, as I was talking to someone like, you know, this temperature now in January, you're going to be wishing for the days of how it was this past weekend. So for sure on that. So cassettes are back. Urban Outfitters are pushing them. Yeah, but they'll give you they'll have like a couple, and may or may not have it's a couple of Taylor cassettes, but it isn't going to be to the thing of vinyl. It's also for convenience or whatnot. Do I think they're pushing deluxe editions too fast? Purple Rain, 1999, Sign of the Times are out. They want to be rushing to release them anytime soon. Once Parade, Diamonds and Pearls are out, then what? The diehards will want anything. The general public won't say New Power Soul. There can be ways to do things when it comes to that. Look, we probably know by 2024 there will be another Purple Rain deluxe edition, and that will be on vinyl and have other things that sound a lot better. Michael Howe has discussed that before, that he'd like another chance to get that right. So you have those things going on. We'll see it. Yeah, we had to show our outfits. That one guy who took photos of you, I need those photos he took of me. So that's it. I didn't have too many people doing that. Yeah, the market won't be saturated. It's all about promotion. And like I said, when we had Stephen Hill on the show earlier this year, he said that, you know, the Michael Jackson estate will always make more than the Prince estate every year. I heard that. I took it as a challenge. I want to be part of that to do it for sure. Any news on release of Super Deluxe? That's what we've kind of been talking about. The Prince documentary, it's still being worked on. Hoping by 2023 on that. When we have our first show in January, we'll be talking about things that we expect for 2022, barring other things. So New Power Soul needs to come on streaming. There you go. Want a Rainbow Children package in time. Remember, Sony is able to put things back in print, but they're not able to remaster. They're not able to give you bonus tracks or whatnot that may have been from those recording sessions or that era yet. All they can do right now is put stuff back in print, and then the Prince estate kind of pushes. It isn't Sony's thing. The Prince estate pushing purple vinyl because they're having their battle of trying to trademark the color purple for Prince, and they keep getting turned down on it. And I think that a lot of us would like them to abandon that so we can get colored vinyl or whatnot that matches the era of stuff. Although, look, I heard a lot of people say the Purple Rain Target pressing, they really liked the color of that, the purple marble. So you might pray before heading to lavender pastures. Got to be here for a while. Got to take care of our health. Thank you. I appreciate it on those photos. That'll be hot. All the performances, the sit-ins with the fans. Yeah, for sure. There will be, I don't think this is a secret, but, the Netflix docuseries will be having unreleased footage and exclusive rights to show stuff that no one else can. And they did already interview Kevin Smith. So they will be showing clips from what Kevin shot for that project, including those sessions of the sit downs and more just than the commercial. So yeah, we don't want them to know our performance for sure. How do we share it? They won't let us share what though. Yeah. What happened? I've been recovering from surgery and other things just going on in life. So that's what it comes down to. Also, we're at our best after the estate is settled, for sure. And we'll see. That'll be it. So, they'll have so much footage to share. The main thing is that you had a change in director. You had COVID going on. So it's just this stuff. But that's part of it, is that they show exclusively certain things that are in the vault, including video footage, such as the Rainbow Children documentary. So, you can talk about Shaka being mad. But I think we all need a friend like Stephanie Mills. Anyway, so talking about Shaka being mad, but I think the fans are mad. And, look, we had Welcome to America come out this year. It's just been over a year since the Sign of the Times Deluxe dropped. And yeah, I do believe that COVID did play into the delays of certain things. And with the delay of vinyl, it's kind of pushed stuff back. But I do believe that we will be getting things over the next 3 years, meaning 2022, 2023, 2024. Now, there's been constant flip-flopping over the years of it. If Parade's going to be the next, if Diamonds and Pearls are going to be the next. One minute they're saying Parade, next minute they're saying Diamonds and Pearls. At this time, I'm not going to go into it, but eventually you will have those things. You will have a Diamonds and Pearls Deluxe Edition, you'll have Parade Deluxe Edition, and then you'll have a Purple Rain in 2024 for that's anniversary Deluxe Edition. Now, to that point, we'll see how things play out. Albeit, I think everyone would want those Deluxe Editions at once, but then you might be out $1,000. So there you go. Did I hear about the Minneapolis Town Museum Jelly Bean is working on? I don't know as much information about that to discuss it fully, but it's always a good thing. So Thoughts on IRS trial. I hope that they rule in the estate's favor when it comes to March, and I hope it doesn't take too long. The doc's going to be teased. We'll see 6 seconds of a show. We'll still want the whole gig. I think you'll get more than that. Isn't it a 9-part docu-series? You're going to have different things. Do I have any idea where the original Rainbow Children picture is? Are you talking about with him on the side of it, or what are you exactly meaning with that? Is there anywhere there'll be a celebration 2022? I'm hearing rumblings and rumors about it. Just remember, when it comes to, say, booking acts, those people are going to want guaranteed money now. It's like how they announced stuff for the 2020 celebration. It didn't happen. And they announced performers. This time, if they announce performers, they're going to want guaranteed money just in case another outbreak happens or other things. They have to be super careful. So after hearing an Honest Man piano demo, I sincerely hope for an entire album of just his vocals and piano as a bonus. Probably at one point, but I think people have been waiting for an Honest Man and, whatever versions that they have, whether it's take 1, take 2, take 3, take 500. Let's hope they don't skip it, because people are going to really want to hear that for sure. So, tapestries and musical room. Where does the original hang? I don't know that offhand, to be honest. I'm sorry. Went to the Academy of Motion Pictures Museum, and there was no Purple Rain to be found, but there's a Spike Lee exhibit around, and he has a cymbal guitar on display. It's interesting that they don't have that, especially because Manuela is involved with that, and they were able to have like a memorial service for him in 2016. And then they did have a showing of Purple Rain with Jerome, Jill Jones, and Apollonia attending that. So yeah, they want to get paid. For sure they want to get paid. Who will be your next guest you'll be working on? We'll see how it goes. I've just been trying to concentrate on recovery and other things. I always said that I want a booker for my show, because doing all these things, it takes a lot of time. And sometimes you're discussing people to be on, whether it's Wendy, whether it's other people, and then something falls apart, and then you don't have a guest when you've been going back and forth with them for a few days. I would like to have a booker be able to take care of those things, so I can just concentrate on giving you guys a great show, having great questions, and great, input and other things to put on there. Maybe when various concert footage is released, the estate can do one night only theatrical releases to coincide with the release. Icon movie theaters do special one-night showings of classic films, and they are well attended. Yeah, when it comes to that, again, we're probably looking, it's not a bad idea. We're probably looking after the Netflix docu-series comes out and the period of time that goes by to where they have the exclusive rights. It's just like, you're getting a DVD with the Welcome to America package, getting a DVD of the show, which right now you can get for just under $70 on Target. And you can get that. But again, that DVD isn't on streaming services because of certain things that are in place. And of course, that makes it harder for it to reach the younger fans, because I think only the hardcore is buying a package like that was originally $100 when it first came out. So Claire Fisher was always being amazing on that. Did someone on at the Paisley Park Under the Cherry Moon event say that the music for Sunrise and Snows in April was written in the late 70s? I think I read that on Facebook commentary. Yes, Bobby Z said that the idea for it was around. That's Bobby saying that. We'll have to look into other things, but we know that it was recorded on April 21st, 1985, which that's why kind of like that song has been very sad. And of course, it being called Sometimes It Snows in April, and it being recorded on that date, and what happened on that date on April 21st, 2016. The Netflix series coming out, they're still working on it. I made a little sideways comment about it and just told like 2023. We'll see. Maybe it'll be before, but that's how it's looking on. They're still working on it. Again, remember, they had a new director that was hired shortly before COVID, and it kind of just messed stuff up. But they have been doing more interviews. They have been doing stuff to set things up. Should I mention some of the names they have? I can't, but it's some pretty big musical legends talking about Prince in that docu-series, and not just people that worked for him. So, is there any more music for Under the Cherry Moon that Prince never released? Oh, for sure on that. For sure. That question on YouTube. So, is the Crime Piano Microphone 2016 concert is not out yet? It isn't about them being ashamed. Again, you have that Netflix docu-series now to where they get exclusive rights to show things that are in the vault first. So you're not getting that release or that August 3rd, 1983 show with that documentary that David Z remastered with the sound of that show and the 90-minute documentary. You're not getting that until after the Netflix docu-series comes out. So you're not getting that Piano Microphone 2016 show at Paisley Park. You're not getting that until after that docu-series is out. So that's going to be the short answer on that. But that's what it is that is footage that they're going to want to show. And that'll be exclusive footage that you can only get with that Netflix series at that time. Yep. Wendy is doing a breakdown of the tracks and the stems in LA, January 11th at the Regent, I believe. And do I think what is a coincidence? And a lot of times my answer is there's no such thing as coincidences. So I do think the second coming will be released like Amazing Grace was. I think we'll get the second coming in time. I think that we are all, we get excited about stuff, and they make such an emphasis on this date, this was released. And then we get hopeful that that's when deluxe edition is going to be released, whether it's Diamonds and Pearls, whether it's like, oh my God, controversy, we're going to get the second coming. And then you get a Doomy Baby that you never heard before. But then the expectations are so high that people feel let down, even though it's cool. Now, that's why I was like the conduit between Prince and the fans, and knowing that certain stuff was going to come out, and then seeing your guys' like expectations of like, oh no, that's not what it is. Or giving you guys a heads up like, hey, there's going to be an announcement in a day or two. Instead of like, oh man, here it is. It's Diamonds and Pearls anniversary. It's going to be announced on this date. And another thing is that an anniversary can last an entire year. It's not like a wedding anniversary, other stuff where your ass in trouble if you forget about it on that date. When it comes to an anniversary, we're in the 40th anniversary of the Controversy album being out, right? 30 years of Diamonds and Pearls. That can last an entire year. You can do things like that. It doesn't have to be on that date, but spread it up, because then there's so much emphasis on that actual date that when it doesn't happen, people are upset. And there isn't a conduit between the fans and the estate right now. And I feel that that is a mistake, because then there'd be more clarification, and then the fans would feel like they're being looked out for. Like some people told me they missed the Do Me Baby thing because they thought it was another email about the Purple Rain Target vinyl. So that's problematic for sure. So when is documentary coming out? We're looking at 2023 right now is what I'm being told. And that's not by Netflix, people. So it may be earlier than that. But, let's say the earliest sometime in 2022, the latest sometimes in 2023. But we really need that stuff to be out so we can really, really start releasing more stuff from the vault, especially visuals, and not having to have a certain clearance on certain things. So I'm doing better than I was yesterday, and better than the day of that. But thank you. So we're not upset. We all like, look, it's one of the main reasons that I kind of did what I did over the past few years. I want to be around for a while, yeah, time doesn't wait on you, but I want to be around for a bit. And we got to understand it's about the legacy. And I said this before, right now, uh, the money is not in the music, you know. Oh, you're talking about like a billion streams of what Adele had and these other things, and same with Taylor. But does that transfer into sales? The money is in the merchandise more so than the music right now. So if you unloaded all the music in the vault right now because, hey, we're old, you know, it's not going to be profitable. It's not going to have other stuff. I know it sucks to hear that, but that's how it has to be. And we need, and unfortunately, it shouldn't be on us. It should be on the estate. And hopefully in the future, we can work on things like that. But we need to be bringing in a younger audience because we old, as you said. So we need that younger audience and him to be able to find a new audience. Merchandise sucks. We got to work on that. They don't have Bravado anymore. That deal ended last year. They've been kind of doing stuff independently. I have to hear from so many people about the Music Today issue and how product comes when it arrives. And they don't want to order from Amazon. They don't want to do this stuff. They want to order from the estate, but there's messing up. So, and then I looked at like who handles, say, Taylor's merchandising, but it's her label with her 360 deal. But they're doing a better job than what's going on with Music Today. No disrespect, because they already messed up my orders, I think, on purpose. So, they're not a fan of me for sure. They see my name and there's probably a red flag by it. Like there should have been a red flag about your ex. Anyway, so physical product and downloads over streaming for sure. And then there could be ways to put out stuff that, like the jam of the year, like the one camera angle that he put on the Music Club. That could be stuff that doesn't need a major release, but is done straight to the fans and to the fan community. And I feel that, look, Prince would tell me all the time he loved his fans. We need to do stuff to where the fans are being told about stuff first and not just about this sale. It shouldn't just be for the general public, because you want to let the fans feel special, that they're being taken care of. That isn't, hey, here's 15% off your purchase. They want to feel more than that. So that's what it comes down to. Yeah, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. There's simple things to do it. So I doubt many younger people are going to be hardcore, with the exception of using his music on TikTok for clips or videos. Give them a chance, especially visuals of Prince and other things that we haven't seen. Like, we talked about before, like there being a video for Walk Don't Walk that Lisa Bonet shot. And there are other things that, Prince looked like no one else in the world. It just be other things. And I think visuals can help with stuff. I think that the younger generation is stimulated by visuals, and that's why videos have made a comeback for almost every single song now that's played on radio or whatnot. There are videos made, and that's why you had Taylor drop 3 or 4 videos within a 2.5 week span. So there's videos being made for every single thing now, although you'll see Beats by Dre and all these other things because they're the ones that are paying them for the promotion of videos. But the video concept has made a comeback, albeit there is a new version of MTV, but it's a paid subscription version that actually plays videos and not the challenge or other things. And then, of course, on YouTube, they play the videos. We need to do different things. Deals will expire, yes. In Nashville, so I know the biz is more jacked up now than 20 years ago. For sure it is. Yeah. But yes, the fans need to get clarification. Again, that's one of the reasons, one of the many things that I did was being the conduit between the fans to make sure that there wasn't misinformation, that there wasn't people riling up other people. And, we need to do that as the fan community, is stop being used by clickbait, stop with the drama between proteges or other things going on. It doesn't help the situation. And we don't want the drama. We want the legacy and other things to be done first, right? So there you go. So, and there's videos, yeah. You know, you can talk with Lala, although she doesn't like the Dance for Me video, but it's so funny because she told me about the concept of video, and it's an idea that I posted on the website when Dance for Me came out on MPLS Sound / Lotus Flower. So there is stuff, and then the Extra Lovable video, albeit unfortunately, a rough cut of that is circulating. I really wish that at the time, but Bremer Trust was running stuff, that Extra Lovable video would have been put out shortly after his passing, untimely passing, in our opinions. So yes, they can bring back the music club in different aspects. As I said, I don't feel that, you know, music is where the money is at, but you can still put on stuff that may not be meant for large consumption. And it gives the fans something, the hardcore. And it makes them want to join a music club, makes them want to do stuff. Not only them getting information first, them having first dibs, first crack at something that's limited edition, like the Do Me Baby cassette and things like that. So take back the internet, shut it down. So look, it's just like what Prince said about the internet before, and you can use it for social media right now. Use social media. Don't let social media use you. And a lot of people allow social media to use them and get caught up in that stuff. So, you know, TikTok has been like a thing. Like there's people that just watch videos all the time. So yes, you have these 1-minute clips, but you know, we live in a world now where you'll know 30 seconds of a song and you won't know the rest of it, but that's what it comes down to, and it's etched in your brain. Just like with Vine with their 6-second videos, and they had 6 seconds of music, that 6 seconds would be in your brain, whether it's about a week ago, you know, or I'm in love with the Coco and all stuff like that. Now it's a little bit longer. And it's just like with DJs that were, you know, not playing full versions. It would be like Prince in concert. You're getting first verse, chorus, next song. What I'm starting to see with DJs is that they are playing it for a longer time. So there is consumption, and then the crowd kind of gets hyped by that. So we're having it to where, yeah, TikTok videos being about 30 seconds to a minute. So it's like that. But now I'm starting to see where the music game is changing again to where longer versions are making a comeback. Albeit, I've only been to like, I could probably count on my hands how many times I've been to strip club in my entire life. But you know, they're like, hey, girl's gonna give you a dance for 3 songs, and you're like, hey, when you never been to a club before, oh my god, 3 songs, damn, again, like an 8-10 minute dance. And then those 3 songs are like 4 minutes altogether. That was that DJ mentality, but now things are going to be extended. So if you're wanting short versions, you may need to go back to a strip club. I don't know if those are open during COVID or whatnot. Paisley needs its own distribution center. I think in the future, that's something that can be done. Just like how he was dealing with Blue Note. That was supposed to be for Black is the New Black and other stuff. I agree if communication is clear from the state, then we are happier with what we receive and can buy. Hence, we've been happier with Do Me Baby rather than disappointed. Exactly. And I made a comment to the certain powers that be, especially when the press release leaked early. And they accused me of like, oh, I'm being a little salty or whatnot, which is okay for them to say. But it's just like, I was just like, when I was handling the press releases, that didn't happen. And then you guys knew everything. You knew there was going to be an announcement. You knew it wasn't going to be Diamonds and Pearls. It wasn't going to be a deluxe edition, but there was going to be something available for you guys. And it didn't ruin when we put it on a larger level. It didn't ruin the surprise. You guys were aware ahead of time. You knew what it was. And then the general public knew, you know, so that's what it comes down to. So those are the things that we need to work on for sure. So, like, look, I think I made it quite clear that I do want to be involved, but you can't, unless someone's asking you to be involved, you can't be. And I'm knowledgeable on several different things, and that's no disrespect to other people. But I think I forget more than people actually know. So I'll just put it that way. And that's not arrogance at all. You got to know your worth and know the trust. Prince knew I wouldn't be working for free. Of course, the PayPal payments are harder to find than, say, when he was doing the bank stuff later in life. So they were like, yeah, I was like, we see he was paying you. It was infrequent. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how it was. But did you see the PayPal payments? They didn't have that. So yeah, that's why I'd love to have a studio one day. But that contract wasn't to my liking, especially when you have a $10,000 surgery that you have to pay for, and it hurts stuff and it hurts the bottom line. So you got to go back into doing what you want to do. So Music Hub right now would be good. The return of cyber singles. See, that's where it gets difficult, because again, can't have video content unless it's released or ready. And some of the songs, because you're gonna have some stuff fall under Warner Brothers, some stuff fall under Sony. So it makes it hard, but at least for the time being now, they can let you guys know ahead of time. So that's what it comes down to, for sure. Yeah. So let me check some stuff out here. No. Sorry, guys, for a little bit of the briefness, just going on to check other things. But look, I hope everyone's holidays are going to be good. Yeah, the contracts will expire, but there's certain things that we don't have with clarity. And again, the Netflix docuseries and their exclusive rights to certain things muddle things up a little bit. So the thing is you're having contracts expire, but you can't put out certain things. And then there is some time has to go by between one release and another release. It can't be, it expired on this date. Okay, you can put out something the next date. So we talked about, we don't exactly know why they didn't invite Jerome, but he wasn't invited and he should have been. So Lars, he was on my show and I put it out that I would help. Again, you can only say that you can do it, but stuff needs to be done. So that's what it comes down to for those things. And we want to have other books, other ideas, but we'll see how things transpire when it comes to the deluxe edition of Times of Pearls. I believe that Dwayne talked about like the next project will be 87, 88 for his book. So yeah. And the books that I would write eventually, one I want to do is kind of like a screenplay. So music can be used for it and it helps out the Prince estate. And it has to be done right. How other people can put out books and write quickly. So for something like this, you need to have the time and do it right. So Piano Microphone is a long way away, although that was an ideal release post April 2016 for Non-Fanatics. But, look, Prince would have been wanting the most for that. Just like that's one of the main reasons why Montreux, wasn't officially released, is because he was wanting the money right on it. So he doesn't want a bargain basement deal. With, say, Piano on the Microphone, after you wait for the docuseries to come out with Netflix, now you have to decide, do you do a streaming deal with Netflix for the Piano on the Microphone shows or Apple Music? You're going to have who's going to pay the most, but also you want it to where it's going to be the most accessible. So maybe they'll leave Jughead off. I heard it's going to be a 22-minute version that's going to surpass the length of America. No. But I don't think they're going to be leaving it off, because then that'll make the other Diamonds and Pearls vinyl that was originally released worth more. But I do remember that there is remixes that were done for Daddy Pop and Walk Don't Walk. That's why I was kind of surprised when Sexy MF was announced as being released on June 7th, 1992, because there was already stuff being done for Walk Don't Walk, and like people were talking about, oh, it's going to be like the song of the summer, especially with these remixes, the video, yada yada yada. And then Daddy Pop, some of the remixes that were being worked on by KC was actually going to be played here in LA radio after 2:00 in the morning and Saturday nights. So for sure. Tidal, you can have other things, but they're not, they're known for the streaming of music, but you want to have it to where it's going to be video. But a lot of people, I think, would be upset if it, say, is on Tidal, and the membership, of course, like with Netflix, it has a wider net. So I have to see what the future holds. Or you can let the Netflix subscription expire and then you get it when all that stuff comes out. So I like how Robin tries to cover for dissing Jughead when she probably, that's like her wake up song. And she does like the Cabbage Patch dance to it. I'm playing. Or can we all act like, oh, I don't know that song. Oh, I don't know that song. But yeah, Jughead. So who's Major Nelson? And mess up on what? So just curious by that. Anyone disappointed about Welcome to America not being nominated for Grammys? I feel that possibly some of that had to do with it being released somewhat closer to the deadline of when Grammy nominations were due, and that the Member Academy, the 11,000, they have to listen to everything. It isn't like, okay, you guys do R&B, this section does rock, this section does classical. So it being released so close to when the nominations are due by, and Billie Eilish being released that day, kind of messed stuff up. And I do feel that they tried with Sony, trying to make sure that I was going to be hopefully getting R&B awards for Welcome to America and Born to Die. Another thing is that it's like you see a pattern here. Like they try to wait 4 months per release. So yeah, The Truth released on Record Store Day. Okay, we can put out Welcome to America. But the problem with that is that the timing of it messes things up. That probably it would have been better if it could have been released earlier in the year, especially when you have a monster like the Billie Eilish project coming out. So it makes it problematic. But again, it's not like Sony can go, yo, we want this on a release date. They have to kind of like wait for the estate to go, okay, you can release it during this time. I think Sony did do a lot of promotion for it, as we saw. However, I think that's what kind of hurt it being able to get nominated. So those are the things that go on. And again, like I said, you got to play the game. I think a lot of people would be saying that Olivia Rodrigo is going to be the best new artist winner at the 2022 Grammys. But you saw who was nominated against her, right? Phineas, who basically does his own stuff, and obviously, but he also does his sister Billie Eilish's stuff. And he played the game. And again, The Weeknd kind of brought that up, as he doesn't want to play the game. And I feel Prince was the exact same way. He didn't play the game back in the day, which hurt his wins and nominations. So Phineas was one of the people that was announcing nominees yesterday. Olivia Rodrigo, a lot of people have been saying that like that's this generation's Jagged Little Pill. But Phineas has kind of been a little bit of a Grammy darling, even though this is only Eilish's technically second full album, although she had EPs before. So you got to worry about those things. Is Olivia Rodrigo going to get it? She wasn't involved with this stuff, and she showed up at the American Music Awards, and we know how the Grammys feel about that. So, yeah, I felt, Welcome to America. I think Sony did as great of a job as they can do, but it was too close to the deadline, and the Billie Eilish stuff just messed it up, and that's what it comes on. So, did you tell him no 3 times for? So who knows how long it took to get it pressed with the vinyl issue, the 3 days. Exactly. And you want to make sure it goes on because, like, look, they could have done the 60 minutes thing, drop the album, downloads, and you have a CD a week later. Then you have, the vinyl's not coming out for 6 months. So you have to do these things, but it has to be within those 4 months of, say, The Truth being released and then this being done. And I don't think Sony wants to go, hey, let's wait until 2022. They want to be able to put stuff out. So they're saying July, all right, we're going to work with it to the best of our ability and hit that deadline. And that's what had to be done. And now that's what's going into stuff. Because Taylor and Adele, it was Taylor that did it, can drop an album, announce it tonight, put it up on the streaming services. CD gets pressed, gets released next week, and then the vinyl 6 months. When it comes to a legacy artist where they can't exactly be doing Fallon and Seth Meyers on the same night, you need to have the pre-orders of all these things hit in a certain way. So yeah, you need those months to get stuff done, but for sure on that. And he did get nominated for the Sign of the Times. Yes, correct. Although, some people wish that Prince was along with that nomination. And it is against Joni Mitchell. And I just have a feeling if Prince was here, which he's not, he'd be kind of maybe rooting for Joni. But I know that everyone else is going to be rooting for Sign of the Times, especially because it was passed over years ago for Joshua Tree. So Sony is who releases Welcome to America. So that's why we're talking about them. Sony has the rights to certain music at a certain point, including newer releases. So, that's what it comes down to. So, and Joni was nominated for that Grammy as well, by the way. Don't know if they can't nominate people posthumously or have them be part of it, but he did record the music. So that's what it comes down to. Last night, I finally got the German Rolling Stone. I've been checking my mail box daily for months. August 3rd, you're in Australia. It's probably sooner than you thought. But at least everything is back open in Australia for sure. Hopefully you guys aren't in lockdowns. I believe I heard something about New Zealand going back in lockdowns a week or two ago. So that's what it comes down to. And we will, in January, be having what you guys are wanting for the future and wanting for 2022. Although technically I feel that we may have to do a show 6 months later that ask about that when things are a little bit more clear about stuff. So, again, not having a clear representation with the fans, it starts having people run rampant. Oh, they post about Diamonds and Pearls a day before the actual anniversary. That probably means that there's going to be an announcement. And they're waiting when it could have been hey, Jay, can you just kind of let people know that that's not the announcement? So then the fans know about it and they don't get super excited and then super down. Prince said, don't you like surprises? And, and expect the unexpected. That's how you get those things, whether it's Live Warfield or Third Eye Girl. So, has the prospect of a future deluxe edition of Black Album ever been brought up in previous chats here? No. It may have been, but I think in the future you will have stuff like that. And there's other ways you can do it. I'm not going to put out ideas and then they use another idea. Prince could take my ideas. I didn't mind that. And he took them all the time. But I ain't putting stuff out and then gets used. And then, like I said, you have to pay for a $10,000 surgery and it hurts you when you should have been part of something and it wouldn't have hurt so much. So not giving away ideas for free. That's what they want. And that's what they're hoping that you guys will do. So those are the things that it comes down to. But it's been a very frustrating time on so many different levels. The past few years for me have been quite frustrating and hurts my heart a lot when it comes to the Prince stuff. But I go with it because it is, at least for me, it truly is about the legacy. And, I'm not going to be a person that posts crap on my page or talks about it to get hits and do these other things. I'll be perfectly okay with the audience I have, but at least, I have your guys' respect and just trying to keep things professional. And hopefully that, pays off in the long run, How do I feel about the Super Deluxe releases so far with Grammy nominations? I think the estate set the bar really high with it. Yeah, I think, this is the second nomination. You had 1999. You had Sign of the Times. You have to do stuff. I just want the emphasis to be more about Prince. And a lot of the reasons why you guys are buying these sets are for the music. That's what it comes down to. Carly Simon. But yeah, me too. I swear this man has something up his sleeve. I swear he got something for us. Who? So yeah, too many clout chasers for sure. And I'm just tired of it, and check the record in more ways than one that the people that are saying they have his back, check the record of what they were saying about him when he was here. They can delete the tweets. But some people have the screenshots of it. Check the record for sure. I didn't come on after 2016 trying to be the dude. I was the dude before. I know that sounds arrogant, but I'm just tired of it. But I'll keep silent for a little bit while longer. And that's just how it goes. But I'm, the main thing is if you put his legacy first, and I said this before, when I started getting paid by Prince on the regular, it was, his favorite color is purple. My favorite color is blue. But together, we can make a lot of green. So if you put those things together and you're worrying more about Prince's legacy instead of credit, and that's why it's interesting, like I put out on social media, again, that quote from Prince, stop looking for credit. Let's take care of each other. If you do those things and put his legacy first, you're going to be making more money and you're going to be, knowing what comes out. And that's what it comes down to, whether it's something from the 80s or 90s. So that's what it's about, at least to me. At least the decades in Prince, the celebrations of what was finished in the release. Again, you got to wait for 2023 because there is celebration video footage that is in the vault as well, although it's one camera angle from 2002. So, and Londell, when they were doing, talking with the release for One Night Alone live at the Aladdin, Londell was trying to get Celebration 2002 footage as a separate deal, but they passed on it because the one camera angle and other stuff. So let's see what the future holds for that. In 2002 is bypassed. In the future, will it be as bypassed? So 20 songs per album, multiple albums if need be. Prince was starting to give the bare minimum. Remember, like you had the Symbol album and there was like so many tracks and the segues that he had to leave certain stuff off. you know. And then later on, you had musicology, 3121. You're getting the 9 tracks, you're getting about 60 minutes. He's like, that's what you guys are, that's what I'm being paid for. 9 tracks. Anything over, that's extra, So that's what it comes down to. But, and I'll always say this, like people will say, oh, his 80s material is better than his 90s and all these other things. I believe he was very interested in the 90s. And again, the $100 million contract, Warner's is taking money out of promotion and push to radio to pay Prince that $10 million advance. And then Prince himself, when the deal was souring, you could only find out about stuff through Controversy Magazine and through Uptown. It wasn't that he disappeared because he was being more black. And I hate the people that say that stuff. It's not true. It had to do with he wasn't playing the game anymore and you had to search for the information. It wasn't put out easily. And he didn't have the machine behind him, so it made it harder. You mean to tell me that the Gold Experience isn't a great album? Fans need to decipher between remaster for better sound quality versus deluxe editions, outtakes, etc. Black Album Deluxe doesn't make sense, but a remaster, if it does, a Gold Experience Deluxe would make perfect sense. And see, that's what Sony was first looking forward to when they were able to get the masters and the stuff. The first release was supposed to be the Gold Experience. They didn't know about the drama with the most beautiful girl in the world and the Italian courts and all that shadiness. And yes, I say shadiness because they tried saying that they wrote it 3 or 4 times, and each time they were denied, except for the last time. And of course, Prince, that was happened in 2015. And now you're dealing with a judgment that they haven't been able to reverse, and that, they're having to pay for royalties for that. Makes it very frustrating and whatnot. So we'll be patient, write down. Take care of your health. Take care of other stuff. Make sure that you're here for a while, because it's going to be a while. And there's been so many Prince fans in the community that have passed away in the past 2 years. It's just heartbreaking and upsetting. Like I was talking with my friend Pej this weekend, and then he goes, oh, you know this person? And then like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, they died last year. And I'm like, what? And it's just like, I knew about other people that died in our community, but there's others that we aren't aware of that passed away as well. And it's just sad. And I don't want to go into what their passing was. It's just that they're just no longer here anymore. Much respect to Mitch this past weekend for thanking us for supporting his legacy and the continued events at Paisley that'll keep us coming. You have MPG Jazz coming up, which I think is really smart. I like that. You know what made me think of that? How that there are songs that were written on such and such date and then released years later. Yeah. And that's why some things, when fans are being critical about Sign of the Times, like, why do you have this version on and why is this? And it was recorded for that. Like, that's why I think like we can not funk. That was put on the Purple Rain thing. It was recorded during the Purple Rain era, but it wasn't released till Graffiti Bridge. So should they be putting stuff like that on there? Like, they have that to where we can funk. It was recorded in 83, so we're going to put it on a Purple Rain Deluxe, although it was released in Graffiti Bridge. But then they made sure, like, I can never take the place of Your Man. The 1979 version ended up on Sign of the Times. So there has to be some sort of consistency in doing these things. And when I talk to people over this weekend, they're like, man, like, you're thinking of everything when it comes to the audio, when it comes to merchandise, when it comes to this. I'm like, because that's kind of like what I was doing for him. And you got to have consistency on stuff to make sure it's done right. And again, there needs to be a huge emphasis on taking care of the fans more so than they are. So it doesn't constantly feel like every single email you're getting is pushing a product. Hey, since they kind of like watch the show, how about an email by the end of the year that thanks them for their support, talks about Welcome to America, talks about the Sign of the Times package, talks about what they've done, and thank them so much for purchasing stuff and keeping the estate going and these other things. How about an email of that instead of In case you missed it, here's our holiday shopping list. Let the fans know that they're appreciated. As I said before, he loved you guys, and without you, there is no him. And that's how I feel about stuff. So let's put that emphasis on there. You want to take some ideas, put out an email thanking them and saying looking forward to what's going to be on the horizon for 2022. So Sterling, I agree with that, and that's all I'm going to say on that one. So yeah, we always have these conversations. That case is not solved when it comes to the most beautiful girl in the world. No. Go Experience was great and deserves a special edition, but it's got to be right. Exactly. That's how I feel about Diamonds and Pearls and Symbol, and that's how I felt about Welcome to America. I think it's funny. Side note, everyone's like, oh, like, da-da-da. When it gets to your time period and it gets to the 90s, you're definitely going to be involved. Welcome to America hit? Nope. But there was certain things that were privy to me that came from me that was used on the set, but I'm not going to complain about it because, again, it's about Prince's legacy. But if they want to shoot themselves in the foot by not having me be involved, there's nothing I can do about it. But I wish them nothing but the best and wish them success. And I'm not going to crap on it. Two wrongs don't make a right. So, badge. Doc, how I feel about a release of Rainbow Children, both original and most importantly, an instrumental. It'd be awesome, but were there just instrumental tracks played out? And what other stuff didn't make the Rainbow Children set? I mean, we could always do this. You can always take out the voice. You can do these other things, but then you're not leaving the product as originally intended. You look at Love Sexing that being one track, and then here it is, Adele not liking her songs being shuffled and wanting it being played as one track. Something that Prince was doing over 30 plus years prior. So there you go. What to do with our collections and treasures of our families aren't interested when we pass. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully you're going to be around for a while, though. Should we name a durable purple power of attorney? Look, there's other people that have talked to me about their collections, actually, and wanting to know if they passed or before, if they gave it to me, if I can make sure that some stuff ends up on Paisley. I'm like, of course, if there's certain rooms or certain stuff, I feel that some of the promotional items that were done should be it. And of course, like I have my own archive back here of certain things. But there's just so much really cool stuff that can be done. And contrary to rumor, I don't have everything that was ever made. Being younger and other things, I didn't have the money or the luxury of having someone buy me that stuff. Like when it came to all my Prince stuff, basically purchased everything on my own. When it came to birthdays, it would be like, hey, oh, give me cash so that I can get like the collection on CD, or I can go back and get this on vinyl. So there's a lot that I don't have, and I collect different things. It isn't like I'm the poster guy, the vinyl guy. I collect things that I like and I see, and that's what it comes down to. But, I kind of would like a lot of stuff that I have to end up at Paisley, but not right now. So, times are tough, just saying. Yeah, see, you got to sell that stuff. Some people want to do that. Some people like don't. But I remember through the years, like when he was here, like some lady saying like, hey, like, I just want to give away my Prince collection doing it once. So I'm like, I'll take it. And if there's anything that I have, I'll give it to other people. And that's how I would do stuff, because I would, even though I got everything myself, I would try to get double of everything, whether it's a magazine cover or a release. So do I check some of the reaction videos on YouTube? I haven't, but I hear that those are pretty awesome. One teenager who has his own channel and has reviewed every Prince album song in chronological order from For You up to Rave at this point. True is the new Prince will need others to keep his legacy alive. That's why I say with Jesse Jenkins. Jesse was reviewing albums, and at the time he was around 19, 20, 22. Jesse's 29 now. But Prince was paying attention to that stuff. So it's a good thing that you're doing it and seeing that the younger generation is going into it. And I feel a lot of those reaction videos get a lot of views. A lot of people pay attention to it. So, yeah. Praying for Prince's legacy, praying for Paisley Park, 100%. So, already I will. What can a new Prince fan get from this? Get from what? Finding out what an amazing musician he is and just stuff, and that there was no one like him. And you got to get those visualizations of it. You should write a book about your life before, during, and after Prince. Like, look, that whole thing that I'm talking about, and I've had a pretty rough life, you know. So I can say with stuff. I try to only give out information that I'll do stuff. I try to be private, especially like because like certain family members. How do I put it? I worry about their well-being. I can be more free when the future happens, but I've had a pretty tough life. From 2 months old on was kind of like in placements and for other stuff and raising myself and wanting to grow up so quickly that I really didn't give a damn about having a childhood. And that is a huge mistake, but it is what it is, but definitely my story would be quite interesting. We just need to have that happy ending. So that's what it comes down to. Who owns any music you purchase from iTunes after you die? Not you, unless you're making download copies of it. No one has everything ever made. Exactly. Even a guy with the initials of BP will tell you that. And I think that's awesome that there's so much out there that you can't get, but it'd be really cool to do stuff like Mary. Her collection was just absolutely ridiculous. And if anyone was close to it, it was Mary. So Glam Slam Granny with the hot pants on for sure. Sign me up on legacy any way I can. Like, that's what it's about. Gotta do stuff. Gave my Rainbow Tone coffee cup away. Oh boy. I posted over the weekend because I was in Minneapolis, but it came up in my memories of like some Rainbow Tone stationery and other stuff. So I just sent photos of that and put it on the stories. So I'd appreciate the stuff. And like I said, if there isn't stuff that I don't have or I feel that should be a Paisley, hopefully in the future it can be done, whether it's on loan, retainer, or whatever. The reaction videos get blocked sometimes because of the copyright crap. Yeah, it's true. And that's why it's kind of like, you got to work with it and labels, but they're spread thin on different things of doing it. But for sure, they should find a way to not have it blocked because of copyrights. How much unreleased music fans are still holding on to? There's a lot. Like those 3 recordings that were played this weekend, there's probably some people that will humble brag about, oh, I've had it for a while when it officially gets released, and then be like, oh, like, wish it wasn't out because now it's something else that I have that no one else had. I don't give a damn. There's other stuff that's come out over the past few years. I'm like, oh yeah, I've had that forever. Big freaking deal. I don't give a damn. The main thing is about other people being able to experience it and not hold on to it. If you want to be an MP3 hoarder, by all means, go ahead. But eventually, over time, I want all that stuff to come out. Even if it's Prince clearing his throat on a version of an endorphin machine, and that's the only difference on that and not the cowbell. So, you have a good night as well. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys too much on it. The YouTube channel I spoke of is Just Jammin'. He never heard these songs and some of his reactions are priceless. It's just like, look, that one thing that came out that got super popular during COVID was these 2 guys listening to I Can Feel It in the Air Tonight by Phil Collins for the first time, and that drum breakdown, just being blown away by it. And their reaction, you made it on TMZ, for Christ's sake. Gotta think of those things. Love some nice art prints from Paisley. That'd be awesome. And then, there's going to be, after certain things are in place, because there's a lack of certain images that photographers took that can be on shirts and art that could be doing it, that they may have to like strike deals with the estate just so we can get those images out. But I don't think that is a necessity, and it could get quite dirty. and I'm not going to be the ones that are going to be getting my hands dirty from it. But I would love to see certain images be on t-shirts and not the same stuff, whether it's the 1999 album cover or the inlay of what would be the Revolution, that being used. I want to have different things. Want to have like that rainbow tone shirt I wore, like with the Steve Park image. Want that to be able to be reproduced and sold. So we're not getting the exact same stuff every year. We're having 5 different variations of Purple Rain shirts sold at multiple different retail stores. But, you know, it may get a little bit messy on that. That's how I envision stuff being. Those are my favorite people. Like, they get mad saying I'm playing something unreleased they haven't heard. Yeah. No one told you to bootleg it. Yeah, for sure. And as Prince said before, and I think there was some truth to it when he said on Larry King about some of these fans get off on that, knowing that it's not released and it's stolen, basically. So the same people that are going, oh, I had it for years, or, oh, I don't know why it's being released, you know, now it's something else that I don't have that's just for mine. They're probably the people that were getting off on it, that it shouldn't have been theirs in the first place. So you want to humble brag that you got it? By all means. You know, that's LDE, as I like to call it. Copyright issue for YouTube. The workaround is upload to Google Drive, link to the channel. Problem solved. There you go. Hopefully they know that one. But $2K for your rainbow tone. I said nope. Yeah, those things are going for ridiculous prices. The main one. What up, Gilbert? Good to see you, man. Sorry, I haven't been in contact. I just get slammed with stuff, and I don't. Like I said, you don't want to have the intention of being on your phone so much on your pinky. So I try to put my phone down, and then you miss like 15 messages. Got for selling. So that's pretty cool. Love the poster for the initial Rainbow Tone release, but can't have it framed because both sides are awesome. There you go. Guess you're going to need like a second one, right? So you can have that eventually. Mr. European under the Cherry Moon event. I wish there was more merchandise at the store. It also seemed more expensive. Some people were saying that they wish that there was like exclusive merchandise for Under the Cherry Moon on that. It makes it hard to produce. And like I said, they don't have a contract with Bravado anymore. They're handling stuff somewhat independently and through Music Today. But, you know, there could have been more of an emphasis. Like they had, you know, the Parade album cover shirts at the Prince store at the airport, but they didn't have that at Paisley. So knowing an event like that is coming up, they could have done something to where they ordered more of those. That's the only thing that can be done, but it's just a lot for maybe 1 or 2 people to be able to handle. That's what it comes down to. Want the Rainbow Tone poster that is in the MPG at Paisley and has Prince speaking out the side of it. Yeah, that is on like the side of the vinyl or whatnot. If you look at it, same with the CD. Should we be wrapping stuff up? We have a little bit of time. You know, someone else going live, but let me do this just because I always appreciate it. Although haven't been around too much, like a donation link or whatnot, just to keep stuff. But it's always nice having to pay for a $10,000 surgery. Anyway, great our healthcare system is all I can say. And it's a battle that I lost. But it is what it is. I'm here with you guys. I've been recovering, doing the best that I can. It'll be stuff that you know, will take time. But I'm here. All that we can ask for. NFT, you're asking the wrong person. And Stephen Colbert earlier this week was trying to do a segment on it, and he probably was still confused, even though that he was the one being about it. Why does the UK store have and get so much more merchandise? Feel some of the quality of the t-shirts when you order it, and just certain things. It's good that they have the stuff, but I have ordered a few things from them before, and the quality of the shirt wasn't exactly the best. But that bathrobe. That was cool. So, yeah. It wasn't cold. I moved to Canada for the healthcare. Hey, I'm a California boy. California maybe should be, it's like its own country at times, right? Then maybe we can take care of each other a little bit better. Susie, you're definitely lucky. And thank you for something that you did last year at this time. I'm still very appreciative of it. So thank you so much for being in the giving spirit last year. So it's definitely appreciated. Where is it not cold this time of year? It was 79 and windy here today, and it's gonna be in the 80s all weekend long. So, albeit we have gas that's over $5. We got to worry about earthquakes, got to worry about fires. And now, I'm sure you guys have been seeing on the news these smash and grabs where you have 20 people plus hitting up stores and jacking stuff at the exact same time. So, there we go. That's what it comes down to. But I want to keep things going. This show wasn't as, this is why I like having guests or whatnot, especially because I'm out of practice, not doing a show in a while. The show was all over the place, but it was still good to see you guys and have other things going on for sure, and still have a pretty decent audience for only promoting it less than 4 hours before the show went on and before a major holiday where people aren't as home as much as they were last year. So, yeah. Jerome isn't here, just like he isn't at Paisley, but the difference is I invited Jerome on. So yeah, we can still talk about a few things for sure, but happy Thanksgiving, Crystal, if you do celebrate or whatnot. Good to hear my voice. Health is priority. Sorry I didn't look the best. There will be clean shaven Jay making a return, but I was taking a little bit of a rest before the show, and the equipment and stuff hasn't been set up in a while. So, yeah, it's all good. And that's why sometimes like having a guest and then we can have like after shows to announce this. But this is like kind of like the main show when it comes on to it. So, yeah. I wish, I don't know. Someone said that as you get older, supposedly, like you need less sleep. I don't think that's true. I will say that I wish we didn't need it, especially because I don't like sleeping that much at all anyway, just because you can get more done. But then things ain't open in the middle of the night to take care of stuff. You got to take care of it between 9 and 5. So it's different. Thank you. I could be even better is all it comes down to. And we're letting the hair grow out big time. Probably be tying it up. But it takes a little bit more work to do. So you get the hat version with Taylor and Priance. So yeah. More sleep. Yeah, I don't know. And just being a creative person, that's where the songwriting comes from, is in the middle of the night or ideas. It's just a little frustrating. Yeah. You wake up earlier and go to bed earlier, but you don't need less sleep. Yeah. Someone was saying that. And I'm just like, I think you need more. It hits you differently. Take a sleeping pill every night. It really helps. Those things don't work for me. So too much. Thank you guys. Your checks are in the mail. But yeah, so the muses like the night. Man, that could be a title for a song. No, melatonin. I have crazy nightmares on melatonin. Really bad ones. and like I'll wake up like it feels like my heart is beating out of my chest. And I did, do a Google search like melatonin bad dreams or melatonin nightmares. There's a lot of people that have it, and they're telling them to take less of a dosage than I do that. And it doesn't work for me. So it's either taking less of a dosage and not working, and see how the gummies of the melatonin. And then if I take it a full dose, I sleep great. Then I wake up with crazy ass nightmares, and it's just insane. Like the dreams I'm talking about is like, like when you have those dreams and you wake up right before you hit the ground. My melatonin dreams are hitting the ground, then waking up. And that's what's causing that heart pounding out of the chest. So yeah, those things are my jam. So you take sleeping pills and 2 or 3 melatonin pills? Oh, hell no. Girl, shoot. Yeah, melatonin is freaky, crazy, wild dreams for sure. Do we need to have an entire episode on melatonin and Prince fans? Messing with you guys. But, that's what it comes down to on different things for sure, as I say. So Ambien, my doctor won't prescribe that to me with living alone. Prescribe like hydrocodone or whatever it is. That thing would knock me out for 8 hours, and then I would feel like I need another 8 hours and I wouldn't be able to function. So I'd rather just sleep 3 or 4 hours and be tired and be able to function than get ridiculously great sleep, but still feeling immensely tired. So lavender oils, like I spray that stuff on my pillow, lavender oils or stuff, but it doesn't do it for me. I got to try CBD, I guess. So I'll better leave those pills alone. Yeah. Even like with surgery, like I had these pain pills, and it's just like, so let's take it for 2 weeks. I want to take it for 3 or 4 days, and I just deal with the pain because just don't want to be digging that stuff too much. So yeah. Hands are crazy. NyQuil, yeah. And I was, unfortunately, like if you take NyQuil a lot, then when you are sick, it's hard for it to hit. And I was sick for a few weeks. I was in Minneapolis for a business trip, and I'm leaving 90-degree weather, going to 30-degree weather, then coming back, and then Cali was at 60. And that was all within 24 hours. And I believe hanging out with someone that was sick previously and kept it from me. So by the next morning, me waking up in LA, I was already having a sore throat, and just trying to do everything to get rid of that. Made sure, like I said earlier, to get the COVID test, it wasn't COVID, it was just a cold. But because of how long it's been since I had a cold, instead of it taking 5 to 10 days out of my system, it didn't really start clearing up till 14, 17 days. So yeah. This sounds like it's turning into the melatonin Prince podcast. But anyway, anything else before we kind of wrap stuff up into it? And I want to thank Marie for the image of the show, but I did ask her for Under the Cherry Moon photo and the Paisley Park logo, and then she sent the image of me. It wasn't me trying to be arrogant, although I should be more so on that, on stuff and allowing it. So yeah, so it goes on to say a prayer, thanks, or see if someone has 10K or more laying on a street corner. Send that over. Our healthcare system just frustrating. There's still bills of 1,000 or 2,000 left that wasn't covered. Just absolutely ridiculous. My younger days, I used to have Heaven Must Be Near on repeat on my headphones every night for years to get to sleep. Ingrid's sweet voice on hypnotic music help. Man, I was looking forward to that. Those the maxi single coming out of that, and it kept being on the release schedule and then never came out. So My picture's up behind me. Well, see, this is like my great orb, and this sheet, it's like $100. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Things that I do. I kind of would like to bring back how I had the chairs and other stuff, but I really was hoping to be in the studio by this, but that deal just wasn't to the liking. So I have to say about Under the Cherry Moon and Jerome should have been there. Imagine the story he could have told about shooting Wicks. For sure. And we've had him on the show before, talk about parade and a lot of stuff, but really would have been cool. So that's what it comes down to. For sure when it comes to those things. But I hope that you guys are doing stuff for the holidays if you do celebrate or whatnot. I know that this time of year can be really tough for a lot of people. So you matter. Try to push through. I know it can be hard at times. Try to keep yourself busy. Try to look for that one good thing a day that happens, even when there's a bunch of crap happening around you. Even if it's like just that you got a prime spot in front of the Chipotle so you can get your order in and out. Times are tough, but yeah. So that's what it comes down to. We'll see how things play into the future. But as I said, this time of year can be super tough. Just try to make it through. This isn't exactly like the best time for me either. Happy Thanksgiving for me is the Cowboys winning. So that's all I'm about. Even though, like I said, they were embarrassed on Sunday and shown that they are not who people thought they were. So that's what it comes down to. I'm sorry about it. This day is hard for me. Like, regardless of the dates being different, but my grandfather and grandmother, years apart, both passed away the day before Thanksgiving. So it's kind of tough. I feel like Lieutenant Dan, where, his father's father died in the war, father, blah, blah, blah. So he was supposed to die in that war. And then Forrest saves him and he never thanks him. Yeah, we all can't be Tom Brady, can we? But you never know. That Cowboys Chiefs game, that could be the Super Bowl. You just never know how things plan out. And then you have it to where they're not playing in cold weather. Cowboys have all their weapons and they actually beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl. But that's not saying stuff because we know Cowboy fans, I think, are going to the Super Bowl every year and they're sitting on their couch come playoff time. Okay? So sorry about that, Dina. My condolences. So I try, Marsha. I try to be authentic. I try to do other stuff. And sometimes that works against me. I won't be cutthroat to step on other people to get in. At the same time, me trying to be real hurts people's feelings. I don't know what you want me to do, but that's it. Yeah, I mean, and I don't, like I said, I don't really have too much of a family and never really had. But, grandfather was a hero, but he died when I was super young. Grandmother, much older, and just trying to do things and not, trying to be a private person, trying to do other stuff. But again, don't want to put all my business out there because it does affect other people. But it'll be nice to have the freedom and have other people that are going through stuff not suffer anymore. And eventually we'll get that book and those other things done, but you need that happy ending. And that just hasn't happened yet. That's what it comes down to. Be authentic, be real, have people respect you, and if you may not get the views or attention that others get by causing drama. So, got a better chance the Cowboys winning versus the Lions. That's true. I mean, Jared Goff. But then again, Matthew Stafford, you can take the boy out of Detroit. And I'm not a Rams fan by any stretch of the means, no disrespect. Do I catch up with other podcasts at Paisley Park event podcasters? Yeah, I talked with Dean for a little bit. We always do talk about doing a show, so eventually they'll happen in the future. I talk with Dean more than say I listen to a show or whatnot, but like I said, support other people. I don't listen to stuff only because I absorb information and I don't want to say take something and then I'm not giving credit, So I try to absorb information in different ways. So then that way there can't be any, listening to someone else's stuff or taking something that they did. That's what it comes down to. The Michigan Lions suck. My condolences. I'm also friends. At least you got Eminem's mom's spaghetti place, right? Gotta look on the bright side. Just like I said, that one thing gotta concentrate on. That one positive thing for sure. So, so yeah. Give me a moment, guys. Sorry. Thank you, Sue, for the donation. Appreciated. I don't know if you guys want to be thanked or whatnot. So that's why I don't do it. Some people you think them so much and it's like, hey, I wasn't trying to have you be attention. I wish I could be anonymous. So I hope I'm not putting people out. Should be working at Paisley Park. People can meet you when they come to visit and you can help them with whatever and can do that in the future. But I also feel LA is important because that's where the vault's at and other things. And you got to talk business with people in LA. And then if it gets to a certain point, then you have them come out to Paisley. You don't kind of want to get those trips all right, fine, come out, we'll listen to your thing, so I appreciate it, Marcia. But yeah, we talked about it and we'll have it happen in the future. It just gets kind of difficult on different aspects and it's kind of hard to get into, but for sure in the future, so and put this back up before we bounce. Sorry I've been away for a bit, but it wasn't me just sitting on my butt. Well, technically it was just because of recovering from surgery and then the eye procedure. I think I have another one by the end of the year, but we'll be having my vision checked next week and then foot doctor appointments, other surgery appointments. It's just, it's a lot of stuff, but that's what I've been doing and then trying to plan for 2022 and have things done. I just sometimes feel overwhelmed and I hate saying that, but it's just true. So, there will be no Christmas tree going up this year in my place. I'll just be concentrating on different things. And like I said, as long as the Cowboys win tomorrow, it's a good Thanksgiving for that. So, any last things? And today was kind of tough for me just because, lack of sleep, not being too, too ready for the show since it's been a while since I did one. But that's what it comes down to. Claim that dream that was mentioned earlier, for sure. That's what I want. And I want to do it for the rest of my life and just live comfortably and take that challenge about the Michael Jackson estate. We'll be making more money than the Prince estate every year. Challenge accepted. But I can accept that challenge, but I can't really do anything about it. So, we'll see. Thank you, Anthony. I want you guys to be healthy. Guys, concentrate on your health, concentrate on working out. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you're going to be around for a while. Because, yeah, a majority of Prince fans are older. And that's what it comes down to. Be around for a bit. Concentrate on your health. Let when there's music releases come on, take time to go through stuff and get it. But make sure that you're here for a while. Like I said, the Prince fan community has taken a lot of hits over the past year or two. So there was a different title for Purple Rain, yes, and written by William Blinn at the time. So Minor helped with it. So, all right, guys, wrapping it up. Longer show than I expected, but I appreciate the turnout for, like I said, just announcing it a few hours ahead. We'll try to do shows in December, but again, I'm more focused on concentrating on 2022 and releases and other things. But I feel that even if we touch what we want in 2022, it's probably not to come to fruition until mid 2022. Silk Sonic is cool. Got that old school vibe. Obviously, for Leave the Door Open, got quite a few Grammy nominations, and I figured that they would be in the category with Prince, but that didn't happen. So I talked with Scotty a few weeks ago. We actually, took in a game and whatnot, and hung out for a few hours. So there will be new releases and stuff. Don't you like surprises? But it's all a matter of time and when it will be announced and when it will be released and when you'll be able to play it, and me talking so much with my hands. Anyway, anything for the park in January, let me know. They're doing Paris is Burning, a screening January 15th, I believe, but that's the event for January. It's Paris is Burning, a screening of that. I believe it's January 15th. Let me see here. But yeah, that was already announced on their screen before showing Under the Cherry Moon. Yeah, I was right. January 15th, the Saturday. That will be showing Paisley, Paris is Burning. So there you go. I think people were expecting something for New Year's Eve. Don't know about that. But again, they've already announced an event for December and then an event for January. Peace and be wild. Go Cowboys. Much love to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for subscribing on Apple Music. Checking us out on YouTube, Spotify, and everywhere else you listen to. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. And practice true love for one another. And stop stepping on people's necks to get what you want. Just because the person is the most available to you doesn't mean they're the best person for the job. Remember that. Enjoy that trip, Tina. Much love. I will be back there probably in June or so. That's what it comes down to. Remember that. Keep it funky. Till next time. I missed you guys. Okay. Much love. Thank you.